What's up, you weightlifting degenerates? Danny Casey from New York Weightlifting Academy, and we are here today to start a series of instructional videos to help you guys, or at least not necessarily help you guys, but hopefully give some pointers on your weightlifting, a way to approach weightlifting, and a little bit of the philosophy that I like to employ when I'm working with all of my athletes that I think is helpful, beneficial, at least that I have found beneficial for my lifting and all the lifters that I have raised over the past few years. Just a quick introduction. New York Weightlifting Academy has been in operation since 2015. I've been the head coach in that time, and in so doing, I've trained under Mark Chasnoff. He's a level 5 or senior international coach. And I have also worked with various lifters from national weightlifters to high-level and games-level CrossFit athletes. All right, first things first. Weightlifting, how I approach it, is like a martial art. It's a martial art in the sense that it's a discipline. Discipline meaning it's something you take your time, you devote your time to, and you hone a skill and you hone a craft. That being said, one of the best phrases that I've ever heard, or at least have been told, that I like to employ to my weightlifting and every other aspect of my life is how you do anything is how you do everything. That applies directly to the barbell, and that's going to apply exactly to what we're doing today. Now, most people, when it comes to weightlifting, they want to improve the snatch. The snatch seems to be one of the most complicated lifts that people end up working towards. The reason being, the snatch is a highly technical lift. Being a highly technical lift requires a lot of skill. Now, think about this with, let's say, school that you went to, professions that you may have. To acquire high levels of skill, you need to devote a certain amount of time to that in order to be able to understand what you're doing, to replicate what you're doing and apply in order to have success. Snatch is something that takes, at least as I was told from my coach and a few others, approximately 5 years to really understand what you're doing. So don't get upset if you're a beginner lifter and you're having a little bit of a hard time. We're going to try to break a few steps down here and go to show how the back squat relates directly into your snatch and hopefully will improve your snatch, I said. Now, like I said earlier, how you do anything is how you do everything. How you back squat is going to relate directly to how you snatch, and it's also going to dictate how successful you are in the snatch, because the two exercises should be very closely related in terms of position and in terms of execution. So, starting off first things first. Position in the back squat is the most important aspect of the lift, obviously because how you perform it dictates your success. Posture is everything. When you back squat, your spine should be from hip to shoulder. Your spine should be stiff, it should be erect, and it should never waver at ascending up and down through the motion. The reason being is that you should be supporting the load on your back braces, and your legs move through. So if I am to do a back squat here, you can see the position my torso is in, the extension of my spine, and it looks as if I'm a little bit duck-butted, like I'm sticking my butt out. I'm not sticking my butt out intentionally, I'm arching my spine, and in order to maintain a balanced position on my foot, this is the end result that you get. And from here, this is where you go into the squat. First things first. Okay, let's start with the stick. What I like to do is take the stick, or take the barbell, and start my hands roughly slightly outside of your shoulder width. That's going to be a good grip to keep your shoulders tight and keep your shoulders in a locked position with the bars on your back. Now, don't forget what I said earlier about the position of your spine. Bar on your back, arch in the spine, chin slightly above horizontal. Now from here, you're ready to go into your first position of the squat. What I like to do is I like to make sure that both of my feet are turned out slightly, let's say 20 degrees if you have your protractor. From here, slowly descend down, maintain position to bottom. From there, come back up. Now you notice as I do, I should be moving only through my legs. There should be no motion through my torso, and I'm locked. Now from the rear, the position of my elbows matter. If my elbows are under me, I lose tension when I go back. If my elbows are back, my chin is up, it leads to extension of my spine. Position, maintained all the way through. Okay, now you guys just saw how I did it with the stick. Obviously I have a bar on my back, and this is how we're going to perform with the bar. Chin up, elbows back, spine extended, feet turned out slightly, descend, ascend. Now every time you go down, you always want to control because the motion is through your legs. This is important when you snatch because when you catch a snatch, you should be catching your legs, not just bottoming out in the bottom position. Now, so too, as I was saying, how the back squat relates to the snatch, the position that I'm in here, you will see, ends up going to this same position. Okay. Alright, so how the back squat relates to the snatch is very important because the positioning should all be the same. Again, how you do anything is how you do everything. So now, I'm positioned, my torso is set, my feet are set, feet actually fall slightly outside my hips. And this is the most integral part of why I feel that the back squat is going to be the most important for the snatch. Not in the sense of strength, but in the sense of practicing position. So, this is this, which is this. So all of those positions should be the exact same. How you practice one thing should be how you practice for the rest, because the more aberrations you have from one lift to another, the less practice you're going to be having. When you're spending time training, you want to have more practice making things the same, because that's going to ultimately expedite the ability of you to be able to produce better results.